This is a joke, right? This has to be a fucking joke. It has to be. Because there's no way someone saw this and thought, oh yeah, let's release that. You ever have one of those feelings? Sorry about that. Hey everybody. Movie review next door here. Back with another review, and this time I saw SWAT Unit 887. This is, shit. This is an action thriller film from 2015, directed by Timothy Woodward Jr., and it stars Timothy Woodward Jr. himself, Tom Sizemore, Misha Barton, Micah Pare, Jeremy London, Saeed Faraj, and Marlon Young. In this film, follows an elite SWAT team as they try to stop a domestic terrorist from killing innocent hostages and destroying the city of Los Angeles. With 24 hours left on the clock, the team must rely on their instincts and unique skill set to stop the attack and bring justice. So, what did I think of SWAT Unit 887 or 24 Hours? And I'll talk about that. This film is I can't think of anything good in this. To the point where this is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Now, given that I have not seen like thousands and thousands of movies, I don't search around for the worst movies ever. I did this as kind of a joke because I was already doing the SWAT movies, and I was like, oh, another movie called SWAT. But I'm guessing that was a distribution title, and I'll get to that. But I fucking hated this. This was fucking awful. Like, literally no redeeming qualities here. There's like one actor that I think is trying, but like, this is such a waste of my fucking time. Let me get to the cast. Timothy Woodward Jr. stars as Chris Cutter. And I say stars in kind of loose terms because this film tries to have multiple stars and in the worst way possible. Timothy Woodward Jr. is the director. He is a fucking terrible actor. Horrible. Every line he says, I don't buy him. I do not buy him as a cop at fucking all. You think Gabriel Macht was bad? You think Gabriel fucking the Spirit, Gabriel Suits, Gabriel, the fuck else has he been in? Well, Gabriel the Spirit Macht was bad at playing a fucking cop. You haven't seen Timothy Woodward Jr. yet. Like, holy fucking shit, he's terrible. Stick to directing, even though the 2 movies I've seen from you have been not that great. You're definitely a better director than actor. Never do this again, please. Save us all the fucking breath. Tom Sizemore plays Damian White, basically the villain of this film. He barely has any dialogue, and the dialogue he does have is fucking horrendous. Literally, some of his last lines are, "Oh, you motherfucker, I'll kill you." He clearly does not give a shit. I can tell in his performance. I know Tom Sizemore can act because I've seen him act. I've seen him act in multiple fucking films where he does a great fucking job. So, clearly a paycheck or maybe a fucking, like, does a solid for someone. Misha Barton plays Agent Melanie Hamlin. I think she is the only one legitimately trying. She's not great, but I can tell she's still trying to go for emotions in this and isn't just doing whatever. And I've seen her in other stuff before where I thought she wasn't that bad. She was in a film with Luke Goss called Operator, which she did a pretty decent job in that, I will say. But yeah. Michael Pare plays Captain Mike Ryan. I love Michael Pare. Eddie and the Cruisers. Merchant of Death, uh, frickin' Streets of Fire, Postal, even Rampage. I think he's a great fucking actor. Um, he's not great here. When literally the most interesting line of dialogue he has is, "I think I just shit my pants." Is you know you're in for greatness. Jeremy London plays Jenkins, some random drug dealer that's in here for one scene. He's not great. Marlon Young plays Agent Andrews. He's there. He's okay. And Saeed Faraj as Senator Jim Abrams. I don't know who this actor is. He's apparently been in stuff like Darkman, Ghost, War Dogs, True Romance, Green Zone, The Siege, the pre 9/11 9/11 movie. Yeah, he was the worst actor in the entire movie. Somehow worse than Timothy Wilbur Jr. He's very clearly does not speak very good English. And it fucking shows very clearly. He is fucking terrible. This movie, the original title for this was 24 Hours, which makes more sense because SWAT Unit 887 has literally nothing to do with the film. The title of this film has nothing to do with it. The reference to a SWAT team is there is probably 5 minutes of footage of a SWAT team in this film. It is a side plot having to do with Michael Pare leading a SWAT team, kinda, but it's barely even touched upon. They don't really do much. They kind of help in the end. They shoot a couple guys, but they are nowhere near the main focus of the movie. This film wants to have these different plots, and it just doesn't know what to do with any of them. You have Tom Sizemore as this fucking terrorist. He's given no setup. He looks like he's just there on vacation. Like, he doesn't look like he gives a single fuck about anything going on around him. Misha Barton, again, wasted. All of the actors in this are fucking wasted because they're not doing what best. Like, Michael Pare can give a really good, like, kind of angry performance, but here it just seems like he's doing what the fuck ever. He's not even trying. And again, Tom Sizemore and Misha Barton are fucking wasted. And Michael Pare is like a cop fighting with the senator on like about his men or something, and it's like trying to do the stereotypical like, you got my men killed. Oh no, my men died because of your orders. That type of shit. And then you have our main character who's probably in like 15 minutes of the movie. Like, there's so many moments where the film goes away from our main character for a considerable amount of time, and I'm just like, wait, I thought this was about him. And I was just like, where did he go? Where did our main character go? And I mean, our main character's fucking awful, but at least he's the main character. But I know I'm sound like I'm babbling incoherently. Um, this film is just such a fucking mess. Like, irredeemable is what I would call this. There's no redeeming qualities here. Like, I can't even say, oh, were a couple decent action beats because all of the action is trash. Like, you could have had something fun at a couple points, but the camera work is like this during every single action scene because we're trying to do the Bourne shit. Even though it's 2015. This came out in 2015. This looks like a fucking like shot on video 90s movie at times. And it's not to say that there aren't any steady shots, because there are like it seems like whenever Timothy Wilbur Jr. isn't the center of the scene, that there's decent camera work. And given the other films of his that I've seen, those being The Call and Till Death Do Us Part, I don't think he doesn't usually have bad cinematography in his films. It's just that the way he shot action until Death Do Us Part made the action scenes have way less power to them. They felt very weak, insanely weak, to the point where the action scenes suffered. And there was like one okay action scene in that movie. And there was like one funny bit where she kicked the like little person across the room. That was funny. Then the boxes fell on. It was funny. Call me a bad person. I don't fucking care. But here, this is like so amateur. Like the camera, like it just never stops. Like every single scene, other than these like couple scenes that have like steady camera, are unwatchable. Like I feel like I'm gonna throw the fuck up. And like this movie takes forever to get to the action. Like the first action scene is the only time where I was like, oh, this might be watchable or something. And then I realized that pretty much every hit was missing. Then I was like, maybe the acting's gonna be okay, and then no. Then I was like, maybe the music's okay. No, it sounds like Kevin MacLeod bullshit. And I basically gave up hope. And this is an action movie with literally like no action in the middle of it. There's an action scene at the beginning, and there's an action scene at the end. That's about it. Both action scenes are pretty terribly done. There's not really anything to keep my attention throughout. So, yeah. That's what this film was. It was fucking ungodly boring, horribly shot, horribly acted. The score was bad. So what do I have to look forward to? Like, again, you waste all these actors, Tom Sizemore, Misha Barton, Michael Pare, even Jeremy London, even though I don't know much about him, I just know that he's a name. Yeah, what do you have after that? Really nothing. You don't really have anything, so that's the thing, there's not really anything to talk about. It's just a terrible movie to watch. Just don't watch it. I'm warning you. If you see this on Tubi and think it might be kind of funny or something, don't watch it. Stop. Don't I was about to say don't give them your money even though it's free on Tubi. Don't give them your watch time. Timothy Woodward Jr. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Your directing is fine during talking scenes. You need to get a second unit director. Somebody who can actually choreograph and film fight scenes well. Because I think that's a big issue that you have. Especially Till Death Do Us Part. Everything outside of the fight scenes looks pretty good and was well done for the most part. You just needed to edit it down a bit because that movie did not need to be 2 hours long. It was definitely 30 minutes too long. So many of the scenes are just so overly stretched to the point where I get bored as hell. And yeah, you need to find someone else to do the directing for the action scenes. Also, never star in a movie again. Ever. I think you've learned your point by now. This is 9 years ago. And, get someone better to do the score. Sid Dela Cruz, I don't know this person, and I didn't really care for your score. It sounded like generic. It sounded like, you know what it sounded like. It sounded like Kevin MacLeod. So yeah. Yeah, I hope to never see this movie again in my entire life. And yeah, that was my review of SWAT Unit 887. If you've seen the film, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you have any recommendations, put them down there as well. And movie reviewer next door, out.